One, and you're live.
We are live. Headphones sounds a bit low though. Can I get some volume, please, engineer? Test. Oh yeah, that's better. What are we saying, people? We're back. Welcome back to the reaction with your boy Yusuff. I'm dropping big man Yusuff, by the way. It's just Yusuff, man. But yeah, episode 2, reacting to Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid in the second game of the Champions League semi-finals, first leg. All right, let me get my notes out. 1-1. Well, to be, I've coined the name for this game. Shout out to Margs, yeah, pen game. All right, this match will be known as pen game, a game of penalties. Who we got? Mel, mother, boof. Yokerez, the man. Guys, if you want to call in and share your thoughts on the game, the number is 0203 8787870. Let me know who's in the chat. Share your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of the game, and we'll chop it up. But I want to start with, obviously we know the result, but I want to start with the lineup and just my initial thoughts. Actually, no, before we even start on the lineup, actually, let me just acknowledge yesterday's blockbuster. Bayern and PSG put on an absolute show, an absolute blockbuster of a game. 5-4 to PSG, goals galore. Like, that was, it's been coined as, the best Champions League semi-final ever. It's definitely one of the most entertaining games ever. End-to-end attacking football, tons of quality on display. Like, it was an absolute pleasure to watch. And it's funny because I knew that today's game would be the polar opposite of that game, and it was. To be fair, today's game was more lively than I thought it would be. You know what I mean? There was incident. You know what I mean? But in terms of like the quality of the attacking play, how free flowing it was, I knew it would be the opposite. But yeah, yesterday's game was scary. The amount of talent on display. You know what I mean? I was even thinking ahead, okay, cool. If Arsenal get through to the final, we got to take on one of these juggernauts, and you know what I mean? Can we cope with this? You know what I mean? Michael Olise, Dembele, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, Kane, Musiala. It was just, pure football, man. Pure football. Shout out to Rusty, 1573. That was a real game of football. It was, man. That was football. Shout out to Prophet. Last night's game reminded me of Barcelona versus Inter game. What game was that exactly? But yeah, I just want to acknowledge that game first, because that was what they called football, man. That was football. But yeah, so back to today's game. So when the lineup came out, considering the update on the injury news, I was hoping Eze and Saka would start because they were both back essentially, right? And Arteta went for, to be fair, obviously from goalkeeper to midfield, that was all expected, right? But then the front three, like Yokerez, Madueke and Martinelli, it's not a front three that, brings me or any Arsenal fans any joy. But I guess Arteta knows best, isn't it? He probably didn't feel like Eze or Saka were ready to start yet because they're both coming back from injury. Fair enough. But that front three, man, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I think that front three just lacks control. It lacks ball retention. It just feels like three absolute just headless chickens, basically. That's what it feels like. I was hoping that Odegaard would be pulling the strings a bit, and that would, I guess, maybe like Odegaard would be the puppeteer, basically, and controlling those three, and but it was what it was. So yeah, the game started okay, both teams sharing possession, Arsenal had lots of possession to begin with. A few. I'm trying to even remember back to what happened in the first half. There was a lack of incident, to be fair. The penalties were the biggest talking points of the game. Besides that, both teams had a few opportunities here and there, but nothing to really write home about. The gaffer had Fulham on his mind, but did quite well today. You know what it is? First leg away from home, I'll take 1-1. I'll take 1-1. And if we can go back to the Emirates and shut up shop, then, I'll take it all day long. You know what I mean? A 1-1 result away from home is not a bad result. So I'm not even, I don't feel negative about this result, to be fair. Like, could we have won this game? Sure. And we're going to get to the reasons why in a bit. But I don't feel aggrieved by this. I think overall, it was a decent performance. I felt like we had a bit more about us than we have had in previous weeks. We had nice spells of control and possession. There was moments that, for example, Odegaard's opportunity where his shot was blocked from inside the box. I feel like he should have shot first time. Madueke's cross that kind of looped in, and I think it was Nkapie and Martinelli both attacked it, and neither of them managed to get any connection on it. So there was moments. To be fair, I think David Raya kept us in the game. Actually, he had quite a few good saves, some good moments. I think he kept us in the game. From Atletico's side, Lookman had a chance to score. Griezmann hit the post as well. So both teams had chances to win the game. I think it was fairly even though. I think it was an even contest. No one looked way better than the other. A little bit cagey, a little bit contained, but again, if we're doing a comparison to yesterday, free flowing attacking football, end to end stuff like a basketball match, right? Well, today was a lot more controlled, taking your time, waiting for moments, flashes of moments, but you know what I mean. Senior Chiboy, what are you saying about the ref overturning the third pen, bro? Listen, we're gonna get there. There's 2 pens before that third pen, bro. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that pen. So yeah, all right, cool. So let's start getting to the pens of the games, right? Gyökeres's penalty, shoved in the back. I was watching it with shout out to Woodsy. I was watching it with Woodsy and a few other guys here at the New Black, and there was a United fan in the room actually. Shout out. I think his name's Charles. Contesting that it wasn't a pen. To me, Stonewall pen. Like he shoved him in the back from behind. So that was a penalty, and Gyökeres confidently struck it. Power placement. The keeper actually went the right way. And could have got a hand to it, but never. So shout out to Gyökeres, clinical, powerful placement, and Arsenal got up 1-0, right? And then a penalty at the other end. Alvarez puts away a penalty. Alvarez's penalty, by the way, I never even saw the ball even go in. It was that quick. David Raya never even moved. He was literally just grounded. But yeah, so they were awarded a penalty because of a Ben White handball. Was that handball? Ben White's arms were down in, I guess, what you can call a natural position, and it just kind of struck. I think it didn't deflect off his leg first, then hit his hand, right? I think it was harsh. I'm not saying that because I'm an Arsenal fan. I think that was harsh. It ricocheted off his thigh, and then it hit his hand. His hand was just down. So for me, that wasn't a pen, but I kind of get why it was given. Obviously, it shouldn't be a pen, but I'm glad they gave it because of yesterday. It would have been a piss take to not give when it's basically identical yesterday. Man, bun yesterday, bro. No, I hear you. Obviously, for consistency across the Champions League, you got but okay, cool. But we're going to get there, though, in terms of that, because Fuck it, let's go there right now then. The third pen, right? The third pen, Eze darts into the box, right? The ball is, I guess he's chasing the ball. The ball's gone, but then the defender literally connects with Eze's foot. Like he stamps on his foot. I do feel like Eze did go down fairly, I wouldn't say easily, but it looked like he dived a little bit. But I think two things can be true, right? It was a penalty in terms of the connection the defender made with Eze, but I think Eze did. Sorry, I'm saying defender. I'm not sure what player it was. But Eze did drop down really, like, it felt like he dropped easily. But it was still a penalty. I don't think it wasn't given because of Eze's reaction to the challenge. I think it wasn't given because of the occasion and the Atletico players, surrounding the ref, maybe Simeone's reaction, the crowd. I just feel like Atletico benefited from, home team advantage because that was a penalty. That was a clear and obvious penalty. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, it was even studs. It was studs. This is studs right here. It was studs on foot. It was a penalty. So, we were robbed. I said it. We were robbed. It was a penalty. It was a penalty. And again, it was also, I feel like, you see when the occasion takes over, okay, cool. Are you going to give 3 pens away in one game? Are you know what I mean? I don't know. It just felt like it wasn't given because it was another penalty and, yeah, but I'm saying peer pressure, bro. I'm saying peer pressure. It felt that way because it was a penalty. It was more of a clear and obvious penalty than the Alvarez pen. Right? Obviously, Gyökeres's one was a shove from behind. Yeah, so that's all day long. That's a penalty, right? I'm not even sure. Obviously, I've came straight in here. So I haven't been able to, see what was said or, listen to the commentary and find out maybe if we heard anything from the VAR to justify why it wasn't given. So I've just come straight in here. So I'm not sure what has been said in regards to why it wasn't given. But that was a penalty to me. That was a stone cold penalty. Arsenal were robbed. Arsenal should be 2-1 up front right now. We should be leading the tie 2-1. I was even wondering who would take the penalty actually because Gyökeres was off the pitch. I feel like I've lost a little faith in Saka. I would have let Eze take it. But also the ref took bare long to even make up his mind. He was listening to his earpiece for ages. Then decided to go over and watch it himself. Man, I look tired, bruv. Yeah, but it is what it is. Can't cry over spilt milk. Does Eze take pens? Listen, Eze can take whatever he wants to take, bro. I'm not saying he takes pens, but he can take a pen. Eze can take a pen. But obviously, Saka probably would have taken it, to be fair. But what it is with Saka, he just looks a bit off the ball right now. Even when he came on, when him, Trossard, and Jesus came on, to me he looked. Even though Trossard lost the ball with his first, his first play, his first touch, his first, contribution of the game, I guess he didn't really get up to speed that fast. But yeah, he lost the ball. But the way Atletico were pressing when those 3 came on, I'm like, right, they're all over them. Like, they were all over Saka, all over Jesus, all over Trossard straight away. I think Jesus looked a bit sharp, I was impressed. Even though he didn't really do much, but just the way he kind of handled the ball, I liked it. Eze looked good. Remember, Eze had that one little skill where he running through the middle. He beat one of the midfielders and drived through. That was good. So yeah, those 3 look good when they came on. Oh, sorry, those 2 look good. Trossard looked decent as well. But overall, I think we've put ourselves in a great position because we should do the job at the Emirates, in my opinion. Like, Arsenal should win at the Emirates. I'm not, getting ahead of myself and saying, we're in the final. We're not. This is just, the first half over essentially. So there's still a lot to do. Still a lot to do, but 1-1 going back home is good. It's a good position to be in. So fingers crossed we can get it done. Saka offered niche. Sorry, I wouldn't say that. Remember that he only came. He came on like 66 minutes. Remember Saka's just come out from injury, so give him time. Arsenal need to win against Fulham first with no injuries. Oh, you mean before next week? Yeah, of course. Yeah, obviously we've got Fulham first before we play the second leg. Hopefully, I was actually hoping that we could see this, even though I wanted Eze and Saka to start. When we were winning, I thought, you know what? If we could get through this game without, even though it would never happen because he's definitely going to bring them on, but if we could get through this game without having to use those two and just save them for Fulham, that would be excellent. I think Arsenal have to score first at the Emirates. Yeah. Scoring first definitely gives you that impetus. So yeah, I don't disagree, but I don't think, you know, it is about Arsenal. I feel like we've lost our confidence in them a little bit. Even because if Atletico score first, I feel like we all feel like, do Arsenal have what it takes to get a goal back or to win? And right now, the way we're playing, I think the team is definitely like the fans have lost confidence in the team because this period, this last 7 games and just this running, you know, being in the semi-final, being top of the league, we're not enjoying it at all. It's not enjoyable at all. Like, we're not enjoying being in the semi-final of the Champions League. We're not enjoying being top of the league because of everything, that's the way the season has transpired. So it's tense. Like, I'm tense, I'm nervous. Like, I actually can't wait for the season to end. I just want the season to end. Thoughts on Madueke's performance? Before I talk about my thoughts, when he came off, the camera never showed, well, I didn't see it, maybe didn't show him coming off initially. They just showed him walking to the bench and he was angry, you know, flailing his hands, cussing someone. Big man, reduce it. I don't know if he's angry that he got subbed or something else happened to where he got angry, and I don't know who he was even talking to. Madueke, you need to relax. You didn't do anything on that pitch to say I shouldn't be coming off the pitch. Let's assume he was angry that he was subbed. No, Madueke, you didn't do anything to justify that frustration. Like, he didn't play too badly. You know, he beat his fullback a couple times, put in decent cross, made some passes, some cutbacks, but no, you didn't do enough to justify that reaction if you indeed reacted that way because you were subbed off. Maybe something else happened, I'm not sure, but no. His performance, I thought it was okay. He looked lively. He had a good shot actually when him and Odegaard had a 1-2. He ran across. It was giving me similar vibes to his run and his goal against Club Brugge actually. I thought, right, is he going to smash it in again? And I think his shot was just wide actually. So I like that from him, to be fair. That was good because he hasn't done that for a while. I don't think Madueke's had a shot for like months. I think that was the first shot he's had for ages. So I was happy to see him cut in, run, and take a shot on from distance. So, but overall, decent. Nothing to write home about, but it was decent. If Atleti get the lead at any point, they will shithouse. Oops, can I swear? Sorry. S-house the rest of the game and frustrate Arsenal. I can see that. But I am confident though. I'm not gonna lie. I am confident getting to the Emirates. I do feel like we will beat them, especially because obviously this is Fulham game taken into context. But if we come out of that game unscathed injury-wise, I think Arteta will start Saka, Eze and Gyökeres on the second leg, and I think that front three will get it done for us. To be fair, I wouldn't even mind Jesus starting. You know, he looked decent, man. I liked how he kept the ball, how he used the ball. He beat his man a couple times. Even though he didn't really go anywhere, he beat a few players. He just showed a bit of. He showed me a bit of something, some footwork. You know what I mean? People are saying it's about how he's getting cooked online for Sky Sports. Who? Oh, how Madueke is getting cooked. Regarding what? His performance or regarding how he looked coming off the pitch? Excuse me. All right. I'm trying to think. Other points of the game. But yeah, guys, call in, man. Call in. Let's have a chat. If anyone has anything to say about the game, any thoughts, let me know. Man of the match for me, David Raya. I think he kept us in the game with a few good saves. You know who was bossing at the beginning? Nkapie looked good. He's a fighter. He's a beast. I like him a lot. I liked Nkapie's performance. Gabriel was even playing half the pitch, actually. Gabriel put in a few passes in the final third. I'm like, okay, cool. I like that. You like that. Who else stuck out for me? Gyökeres. There was one run Gyökeres made when he held off the defender well and he was running quite a distance. And then what happened at the end of the play? Yeah, I think that's when he passed to Odegaard. Yeah, he passed to Odegaard and Odegaard's shot was blocked. But yeah, Gyökeres was Gyökeres, man. Martinelli. Yeah. Declan Rice and Zubimendi was steady. I wouldn't say we had a standout performer. I would give it to Raya. The goalkeeping coach telling him to stay middle of the goal. I don't think I saw that. Life of Budge. Who we talking about here? The goalkeeping coach telling him to stay middle of the goal killed me. You talking about David Raya? I'm not sure. Even yesterday, I was thinking to myself, all right, cool. Who would I prefer to get if we got to the final? Oh, Raya, yeah. If we got to the final, who would I prefer? See, based off of yesterday's game, like playing either of those teams is a scary prospect. But we have, in my opinion, obviously we're not playing that well right now, and I think our stock has dipped in recent months. But in my opinion, we have the best defense in Europe when everyone's fit, and that's Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and I'm not gonna lie, take a pick at left back, Nkapie or Calafiori. But we've been leaking goals quite a bit lately, so start of the season we were a lot of clean sheets, we were a rock in defence, and either of those attacks is scary, man. If it's Bayern, you got to deal with Kane, you got to deal with Diaz, you got to deal with Olise. If it's PSG, you got to deal with Dembele, you got to deal with Doué, you got to deal with Kvaratskhelia or Barcola. So either team is a scary prospect, and our attack isn't firing on all cylinders at all. So if Arsenal get through to the final, we have got our work cut out for ourselves, no matter who we play, either PSG or Bayern. No matter who we play, these men are freezing in the final. I can't even argue. Based off of how Arsenal are playing right now, and not only how we're playing, just the energy around the team. Like, I would hope we don't get blown away in the final. I'll be honest with you. I would pray we wouldn't get battered. But there is a small part of me that thinks, you know what, a one-off game in the final, as long as our players are fit, it's a final, isn't it? Like, anything can happen. It's a straight shootout. So, Chijoke.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What are you saying?
Cool. Yeah,
Talk to me.
You know what it is? I'm trying to not be looking too far ahead because I know you're thinking who you'd probably prefer in the final.
Yeah.
but I'm still like, there's still a lot to do because I think the game at home should be better, and I know that they were complaining before the match about the pitch. So apparently there's a whole thing of the pitch being like quite flippy. So I don't know if that's going to be looked at in terms of the way the players were turning, because even some of the turns that I was seeing it was a bit mad.
Is that no? I did hear about that, to be fair. And just I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. I'm just trying to, you know, cover all bases. You know what I mean? And there's only 4 teams left, so it's hard not to think, okay, cool, if we got to the final, you know, who would I rather play or how would they go? But yeah, my head's still fully grounded, and I know there's definitely a second leg to play. I did hear about the pitch shenanigans prior, and it didn't seem like it was something that they couldn't do. It was like, I guess they're allowed to do what they want to their pitch, right? I don't think it's like a... I guess...
No, apparently
no?
there's regulations.
Oh, the regulations.
You can't just... Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because when I'm not sure I can't remember who I was listening to, but the way they spoke about it was like, yeah, they done this. They done the same thing against Spurs, and they done this against this other team, and they didn't say that they were, you know, punished for it, or it was something that was, you know, called up. But was anything mentioned about that during this game?
No, I don't think so. I think they sort of mentioned it slightly because apparently Arsenal's grounds, like, people were there to inspect it themselves, and they were like, that's not regulation. I've never heard that before, so this was a first, and I was just like, it just seems like we were ready to make excuses from early, so I didn't like the fact that came out.
Okay. No, it is. I hate little things like that because it's like, it's just an excuse, isn't it? Because if Arsenal,
that's what I thought it was.
if Arsenal won the game 3-0, no one would mention the pitch. It's only when the result doesn't go totally your way that we start looking at all these other variables. Oh, it was the pitch or the ref or whatever. Even the penalty that wasn't given, even though that was a stonewall penalty, I was
going to say, when you say stonewall, I think it's a pen for me, but it's one of those that I think because what they were trying to show in the replay, which was annoying me, is they were trying to show that there was a slight gap in his contact, and that's what I think he was going off to overturn it.
That's like, what do you mean? It wasn't like a slight gap.
As in, so it looks like from, I think the first angle they were showing, they were like, oh, he doesn't actually touch him that much. And then obviously the second angle, you can't see anything at all because you can't really see the connection in the foot. Because I think initially when it first happened, I thought, oh, he stabbed his foot. He clearly stabbed his foot. That's penalty. But then when you watch the replay, they're showing it that he's like slightly tapped him on the side of his ankle. So it's not like as the stamp that I initially thought, and I think what the referee thought. And I think that's why they've gone back to say, hey, if you give this, there's enough to say how much did he touch him. I still think it should have been a penalty, but once he went to the screen, I knew they weren't going to give it.
Look at the screen. The white sock is Eze. Yeah. His foot is on top of his foot, bro. Hold on,
I hear you, but I'm going by the what they sent him. And when I was watching it again, I was just like, they're trying to show it as if it was side on, and he's kind of just clipped him, not foot on top, but side. That they didn't. And I don't know why they do that, because they did the same thing yesterday, where they showed the angle. I think they showed one angle, but didn't show the angle where the ball hits his knee first before he hit his hand. But I don't know. I'm still shocked that it was overturned, but
I'm shocked.
I kind of knew it was gonna be.
I'm shocked when he went to look at it. I thought it's gonna be overturned here. But prior to that, I thought it was when he was talking to someone in his ear. I thought, okay, cool, it's ours. But it wasn't clear enough to overturn. But yeah, when he went to review it, I thought this is going to get overturned. I could just feel it. I felt like the occasion and just, you know, the third penalty in
So
the game.
I was going to ask you as well.
Yeah.
What's your feeling on Declan Rice? Because I feel like the way we sort of played him today, because I think initially the way I think everyone sort of thought he was going to be when we first got him, and I think I understood why they put him there to like cover the runs and make sure that if they need to separate the defenders, they'll do that and he can progress with the ball.
Yeah.
But I think partly the reason why I think they don't do it is because I still think he's pretty limited when he gets pressed. I don't think he's as good as he can be because I think his first thing is just to ping it long and just hope someone gets it.
Yeah. My thoughts on Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a workhorse. I like him. He's a good player. I'm still in two minds to if he's a 6 or if he's an 8 or I prefer him as like a box-to-box player. I actually wish he would attack more. I think he plays within himself a little bit. The things that he can do well, he doesn't do enough of, like the driving forward and carrying the ball. And I think he defers a lot. He defers too much. There's a lot of occasion where he's driving with the ball, he's getting into the box, and he'll just lay it off. Does it all the time, rather than taking a shot. Go on.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say.
I hear you, but I feel like part of the reason why he does that, I think that's more to do with Arteta. I think Arteta looks at the midfield and says, unless you're clear to take a shot, like clear, and it's a shot that you can hit where you're not going to lose it and we're going to get hit on the break, I don't think he's giving him as much license as he would want, because I think he partly doesn't trust Zubimendi as a single pivot. I think he just doesn't trust it at all, and I think Rice sort of feels like he's got to cover him a bit because I think Zubimendi's not that kind of player. He's not a player that you can kind of leave to cover a lot of space because that's just not his game. Even though I think he could be a single pivot if we let him. It's just we'd have to do it in a way that we're controlling the game more and not where we, have people like Martinelli just running into channels and doing nothing with it.
Yeah, but if Rice drives with the ball and he passes the ball when he's in the box, there's no difference between him doing that and him shooting then, because he's already he's already moved from his position, right? Like him passing the ball to the left or right or shooting, it's not going to suddenly make him appear in the middle of the pitch. He's still going to be there, and Zubimendi's still going to be where he is. So, and I don't know. See this whole Arteta doesn't give the players the license to do X, Y, Z. Do you think Arteta? This is an actual question. Do you think Arteta tells players don't shoot in these positions? Like, remember he tells them certain things, and like he'll say, keep possession, or he'll give instructions, but I don't think he says don't do this. Or if you see an opening, like for example, I doubt he tells Declan Rice or Zubimendi, if you guys are open and there's an opportunity to shoot, pass it to someone else or pass it to one of the front three, right? So I think he has the license to shoot.
I don't know, and I'm basing this more on because I think the first season has clouded the way we look at Arteta in terms of the way he attacked. When I say first season, his first season where we were going for the title, and obviously that was a surprise season, and we couldn't believe we were that close.
Yeah. That
football where it was expansive, we were passing into channels, people were driving through. I think that is the season where people thought, he just doesn't have the players to do that again. That's why he's not doing it. And I think over the years I've gone, no, I think he's more, if you can do it, you have to be a player that he trusts to be able to make those decisions. So I think that's why he is looking for like the older guards, because he knows the older guards will make that pass if he can make it, but he won't just do it just because he sees it. He'll do it because it's a very clear pass, or it's a pass that he's able to make. I don't think he will. I think he will do it for certain players, but I think he's quite happy to keep the base as solid as possible. So like a Rice will be able to have the shot if it's a break, and he knows that, all right, you've got the space, you're going to be able to
You're
take
stressing
it.
me out, bro.
So, like, the shot he took.
Bro, no, you're stressing me out. You're stressing me out. You're stressing me out. I'm getting anxiety listening to you speak right now, because you're like essentially showcasing everything that I think is wrong with like Arteta and his team, bro. Like, it's too much. Like, it's too much control. Let the players play, bro. Like, I'm listening to you. I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is pissing me off just hearing this. Like,
but you know that you're seeing it. You know you're seeing it. You're seeing what I'm saying. This is the thing.
no, okay, cool. Let me give an example. See, during this game, right? There's one time when Odegaard got the ball, and then he does what he does. He spun forward, then he looked, he scanned, and then he turned around. I'm like, brother, just drive forward.
He doesn't do it.
Drive forward with the ball and try to create a chance. You're just spinning around like a fucking like a what's them thing called? Like a Beyblade, bro. Like, oh God. And he does it always on the outside of his foot as well. Outside of the foot, spin around, scan.
Yeah.
Just drive forward, like show some type of attacking flair, and like you're playing like I don't know what to word to describe it, man. It's just annoying me, man. It's like, brother. But yeah, go on.
No, I think this is where it comes down to. I think the way that Arsenal at the moment are playing, they're playing like there has to be a clear structure in the way you attack. And I think the reason why we knew this game was going to be tough is because a team like Atletico is going to be like, well, if you're going to do that, we're just going to close off all the spaces that you like. And I think the only thing that surprised me in the first half was that they didn't press us. I was really expecting them to press us the first few minutes, and we were going to sit back, and we actually handled it really well, because I think the initial way we did the control actually helped. And then obviously we got the penalty, and then I thought, okay, well, now we've got a press. The issue we had was, I think a lot of those players forgot, well, we've actually got to do a bit more in open play. And yeah, it just didn't work, because then they started doing what they can do, because they've got players that actually want to attack the spaces properly. And I think as much as I was happy with certain performances, like Gyökeres doing quite well in the first half, I think these are the kind of games where when the team is squeezing, like in the midfield, and he's got to maybe bring in a player, or maybe do those touches that a Havertz would do. We know he can't do it, but we know in that moment that's how Arteta wants that forward to play. And I think the problem is that because he doesn't let the midfield drive the way I think they should, that's what causes that whole breakdown, when the team can then get on the ascendancy, and then we've got to turn it over and try again and hit them on the break.
This is too much. This is too much. Like,
I'm not trying to be negative.
No,
I do think we're going to win in the second leg.
I'm not saying you're being negative. I'm saying everything you're saying is Arteta doesn't want this, Arteta that. I'm just tired of hearing about Arteta being this control freak, man. I'm sick of it, bro. I'll be honest with you. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything. Everything's about what Arteta wants, and Arteta doesn't allow this, and Arteta doesn't allow that, and Arteta don't trust this. I'm not gonna. No, because
I might be wrong, because I know Brent has told me on many occasions that I'm too negative about Arteta, and you know how he feels.
Negative? No, you're an apologist. I'm not sure if you're talking from a place of, you agree with everything you're saying, or you're just literally telling me what you think is happening, as opposed to, I agree with Arteta's way of thinking, tactics, etc.
I definitely wouldn't say I agree, but I feel the PTSD of that first title challenge has made him be this manager, and it's sad. It's sad, because I think we can't keep saying it's the players, because I think the couple of years after we were like, okay, he had some of the players missing. We had the last season with Mourinho being up front, which I predicted was going to happen, and I got laughed at, but I said he's going to play him up front. And I think that whole that whole way he looks at, he doesn't want to have a moment where the team breaks down because we're letting too much space and we're getting hit on the break. I think he just doesn't want that. He's not willing to release the handbrake, and it's annoying because I don't know how you change that now. Like I know everyone is saying
you are single-handedly destroying my faith in football. No, you are. You. The way you're delivering your message right now is killing me. It's killing my spirit. It's killing my vibe.
Football's in a bad place in the Premier League. This is why I'm just like, I'm trying to tell you, this is the reason why we've done well, because football has been allowed to be this game of attrition.
Arteta and this damn handbrake I keep hearing about. This bloody handbrake. Like I'm actually tired of all these narratives about, and I'm not saying they're not true, but and that's why I said in the last episode I would welcome a new manager, because I want to see what another manager with different ideas, different style of play, different ethos can do with these same players.
I agree, but I've always said, and I've always maintained, when you get that new manager, first of all, who is it? And is the expectation you win the league or you're out? Are we going to be that club?
No. We won't. Again, I'm not saying I want Arteta to get sacked or for him to leave, but I would welcome it, right? And again, yeah, it depends on who we're getting in, right? But for example, if you compare the way we were playing the first season we challenged, right? That's when Jesus and Zinchenko came in. We were balling. We were balling out of control, right? And just to compare that to now, and even last season, was it last season when we went through a period when we were slapping teams 5-0, 6-0, 5-0, 4-0?
I think it was the season
before that, right?
I think that was the season where we went 16 out of 18.
Yeah.
And we were just...
And this was meant to be the season, because this was, or last summer, going into this season was the best transfer window, right? Apparently, right? It was definitely better than the Marino and Calafiori summer. It was definitely better than the Rice, Havertz and Timber summer. So this was the best summer, right? We bought a lot of attacking players. So why is it that we bought the attackers we needed, but now the way we're playing doesn't really marry with the players that we purchased? Like, this way of playing was better suited prior to, you know what I mean, prior to these signings. That makes sense.
I hear you, but I feel like what these signings have kind of proved is that we got quantity over quality. Because I think some of the players that we got were players that you'll get them because they're on a decent deal. Like the Gyökeres deal, I remember when we got him and I said, he's going to look clunky, but he will score goals. I just hope that will be enough. Like Madueke, when we got him, I don't think anyone was happy with it.
Yeah.
I think the only signings that I think I was really looking forward to, I was looking forward to Zubimendi, and I was looking forward to Eze coming, because I thought Eze is going to come in and he's not going to be able to do this handbrake football. He wants to tack. He wants to do all the off-the-cuff things that I thought he would bring to the team. And I think the issue is, I think Arteta's kind of got this whole ethos of the ecosystem is bigger than the player. So if you don't do what I want you in the ecosystem, I'm not going to play. So he can say what he wants about, it was about fitness and he's never played this many games in his whole career. I think he definitely was sending the message that, hey, this is how we play. If you're going to do the whole, I'm not going to track back here because why am I tracking back?
No. Remember, he said it in an interview. He said it in a presser a month back. Someone asked him about Eze. Yeah. And he said, Eze knows this is how we play in it. And if you want to be in this team, you have to play this way. So it's not a secret.
That's
it's not a secret.
Yeah. And that's where I feel like for me, not that he let himself down, but he showed what his colours were going to be. And I feel like it's going to be really hard for him to change that, even if we get players that we think are better. Because, they're talking about Julian Alvarez might be coming in, and then we're going to sell either Havertz or Jesus. I definitely think one of them has to go. Jesus coming on today, oh my gosh.
What do you mean, oh my gosh? He was alright. He was alright.
Just me, but I was watching.
He was alright.
No. He came on. You know what? He came on. Like if you play five-a-side and you see that old man that thinks.
No. He was alright. He was alright. I'm not saying. Listen, wait. I'm not saying he. No, he was alright, man. Listen, like the thing is, they tried to press him a couple of times, and he was jinky his way out. Laid it off. He was alright. He didn't listen. Don't. The thing is, what I think happens is in our club is we're overly critical of our players, man. He didn't do anything wrong. Literally, he didn't make any errors.
I feel like
wait. He didn't make any errors. He didn't miss any glaring chances, right? Yeah, he didn't create much, but he didn't play badly. Like Arsenal fans, we need to settle a little bit, man. It's not every day to attack someone because he didn't do what he wanted to do on the pitch. He didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah. No. You know what it is, and this is my fault. I'm still remembering the Jesus we had that first half.
Bro, he's gone.
That guy has been missing.
You see that first injury? Was it the second season or the first season that he got injured? The second season, right?
Yeah.
This was during the World Cup.
The first season. It was just before the World Cup, so that would have been the first season.
Yeah. Bro, that Jesus is gone.
Injury. Yeah.
That Jesus is gone. Yeah. So remember, you need to. It's about expectation. Yeah. If you expect a lot, you're gonna be disappointed, right? I don't expect a lot from Jesus. So when he comes on, he does what he does. I'm cool with it, man, because I don't expect him to do anything more. I hope for the narrative that he can, have a moment between now and the end of the season because he's leaving, right? And you see, Jesus, whenever he wins the league, he always holds the trophy on top of his head. He's got a picture with the trophy there. I really want that for him. I want him to be an Arsenal top with that Prem trophy on his head. You know why? Because he started this whole wave. It was his signing that changed everything, right? And
absolutely,
I really want him to have a moment, whether it's a winning goal or just... The thing is, I think he's contributed well since he came back. Initially, he scored a few. I think he's probably scored like 4 goals. He scored a few goals. Obviously, he hasn't played enough to contribute more, and I guess he's not, in the pecking order. He's essentially 4th choice striker if Mourinho was fit anyway. So you can't expect too much from him when he's not, he's not really in Arteta's plans unless it's a sub appearance here and there. So he's a bit part player right now, a role player. Even today, he was someone, I guess, to take minutes away from Gyökeres. He wasn't, Arteta didn't think this guy was going to change the game. But I think he's a player that, in any given moment, because the quality is or was there. If Jesus came on the pitch, none of madness, you wouldn't be surprised. Because deep down in that guy's, deep down in him, there's a baller there. And that baller may come out at any given time, right? So I think you sometimes you just bring him on and think, you know what, maybe today's his day, right? But you're not,
I know.
You know what I mean? But you're not thinking he's about to come on and completely change the game. But he might have that one moment where it's like, magic, basically.
I hear you, but I think part of me feels like sometimes when he's on, he's sort of doing this thing where he's trying to make sure that he's doing enough so that the other players don't have to think too much about hitting it long, hitting it to him in the channels. He's going to be part of the build-up play, which I think is great, and that's what he's always done.
Team player.
But I think part of me is like, no, but I think part of me is also thinking it's that whole being the focal point. I think he's lost that a little bit.
Yeah, but bro, it don't matter. It don't matter that he's lost that because he's not that anymore. He don't have to be that.
I think he still could be.
Bruv, his body has failed him, bro. His body has failed him. Like, Jesus ain't playing. He's not playing well because in his head, he can't do the things. You know what I mean? He can't imagine he can do X, Y, Z, but his body can't do it. His body can't do it. That's it. But in his mind, he's the same player in his mind, but his body isn't the same. That's it. And remember, he had an interview a while ago, and he said that he obviously knows his role now, innit? He knows he's a squad player. He's, you know, someone who's going to come off the bench and contribute to the team. He knows he's not what he was 2 seasons ago, and that's fine. There's no pressure on Jesus at all. The pressure's on Gyökeres. The pressure's on Gyökeres, really, because you were meant to be the answer. You were the marquee attacking signing before Eze, I guess. And you were meant to be the new shiny number 9 that we have needed for years, and it hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out. When I was watching the game of Woodsy, actually, he mentioned, like, look at his stats. His stats are actually kind of decent. Like, Gyökeres' stats aren't that bad.
He's got 19 goals.
Yeah. But I think, you know what it is with Gyökeres? Goals aside, his style of play, the way he looks on the ball, the moments that he's failed at, right? Just the way the team has played when he's playing, those factors have contributed to, you know, the way we look at him. Yeah, he scored some goals, but all the other stuff hasn't really married well. And
I always maintained that the only way you can get a good Gyökeres is if you can get the game to be chaotic. And that's absolutely what Arteta doesn't want. So you need him to have space in the break. You need him to have space in front of him so that he can, you know, just have every time to just shoot the ball, because all he does is just snap the ball hard and hope that, you know, it's going to go in. To be fair, he's got a decent shot when he gets time.
I'm not gonna lie, that is a false. No. That's a false narrative. He don't just slap the ball. How many times has he slap the ball? He hasn't. You know what's so crazy?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Deep this. You see, outside of his actual goals, yeah. I challenge anyone to put together a compilation of Gyökeres' misses, or like, it's either he scores or he doesn't even get the chance to score. There's hardly clips of him, you know, missing it wide, skying it, slapping it, doesn't go in. Like, he hasn't got a collection of misses. He has a collection of goals and then nothing. That makes sense. Like,
yeah, no,
there's a goal compilation, then there's he not even getting a touch of the ball compilation, or he's not even in the game, or the players haven't found him compilation, or he made a run and him and the defender were having a shoulder to shoulder barging contest and nothing happens. But he hasn't actually missed. He has actually missed bare. Yeah. You know what I mean? Score. Yeah, exactly. Femsa. He scores or he gets 0 shots. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, remember early on in the season when he Madueke, that's crazy. Madueke played it to him on an overlap or something like that, and he smashed it against the bar.
Yeah.
That's his only like miss highlight that I can think of. I know he's probably, you know, had a few more shots than that, but Gyökeres is a weird one, man. It's a weird one. It's a weird signing. Because
he's a very awkward player to watch. Everything looks hard. That everything looks like it's not. It doesn't come easy to him, and I just think it's crazy when you think about his reputation.
Reputation for goals. I want to talk about Trossard for a second, actually, because shout out to Tim's. He made a good point. You see, they said that he hasn't scored. Sorry, he hasn't scored this year. He ain't scored this year.
It's not even just the goals. It's the way he gets on the pitch, and you know the first thing he's gonna do, he's gonna try that little shimmy, try dummy a guy, try beat him, and it's like every time he gets tackled, every game I see him come on, that's what he does. First thing, and he loses the ball, and it's just like, what? First of all, what are you looking to do? Secondly, pass to the left back if you're really struggling that much. Stop trying to do this whole trying to draw a foul. Actually progress with the ball, because this is the thing that I think makes it more annoying, because technically he's obviously supposed to be better than Martinelli, because Martinelli is just a speed demon. He just runs into space and, you know, kind of hopes for the best. This guy's supposed to be the guy that can do the intricate stuff. Yeah. And he can't do that anymore now as well. And I'm just like, what's happened to you? Yeah, you can't even do that.
The thing is, when you say he can't do it, you just mean as in at the moment, though. You don't mean like he's lost it forever. You just mean right now. All right, cool.
Well, no, people, you know what it's like.
No, but the thing is,
you just falling off a cliff.
Yeah, but football fans need to relax a bit, right? If a player ain't doing something for a period of months, doesn't mean he's forgotten how to do it, right? He can still. Brent, what's that noise? Hello? Oh, someone's on the line. All right, we got another caller.
Okay.
All right, bro.
Okay, cool.
All right,
All right, no, that's all right. All right.
Catch you on the other side, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, no worries.
Appreciate
I'm
your time.
dropping off. Cool.
All right. Caller. Hello? All right, cool. They got a call back. What was I saying before that call ended? Yeah, Trossard. Yeah, he's I think his form's has dipped, to be fair. I think he can still do everything we want him to do. He just hasn't been playing well, man. I think a lot of our players are fatigued, they're tired, and maybe... Hello?
Yusuff.
Yes, speaking. Who's speaking, please?
Yes, it's Kofi here, man. It's Kofi.
How's it going, man?
Good to see you again. Good to hear you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. What's your thoughts on the game? Or have you got a particular question or point you wanna bring up? You wanna raise?
I just just some thoughts on the game. Like, I thought in the first half we did well control the game, took the pace off it, but second half they picked it up. Fair enough. There's a dodgy pen, like it's that European pen that those get, but it is what it is. We should have had a second pen. Cool. We didn't get it. Fine. What stuns me is that, bro, we're in the Champions League semi-final. We're top of the league, and I'll be real. Our attack stinks, and I don't know what it is. Obviously, our attack is not fit, but Trossard gone off a cliff. You spoke about Gyökeres. I just don't think he's the level. Medjugorje is a joker. Nelly's a joker. And yeah, man, I'm just a bit stunned that we're here with the attack that we have. If you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I hear you. You know what it is about our attack? I think you see, during the summer, right? I think our summer was good in regards to numbers, right? And I think the numbers plus Eze plus finally getting a striker, no matter who the striker is, just okay, cool, we have a striker, and because it's Gyökeres and he's a prolific scorer. I think we overlooked the actual quality and we got too engrossed in the numbers, right? Yeah. Because we've never signed that many players before at once. So it was like, oh my God, Arsenal finally gonna, do something to deal with the amount of injuries we get, and we're gonna have great strength and depth. But besides, like Nkapé and Mosquera, chef's kiss, no complaints there, right? Zubamendi. At the start of the season, when I was talking to my boys about who do I feel like is our best player so far and the best signing, it was Zubamendi for me. Like, he fitted in, he slotted in perfectly, right? So even though he's not playing that well now, I'm not gonna, forget.
Oh, no, he played well today, didn't he?
Yeah, he played well today. But I'm talking about in the last couple of months. He's looked tired. He's lost the ball. You know what I mean? But overall, he was a good signing, right? Despite the fact that he's best or he peaked early. And before I even carry on, right? Someone said to me that Arsenal peaked too early, and I agree with him. Like, we peaked too early. So rather than us having a consistency throughout the whole season, we peaked here and then we've just dropped off a cliff over here, right? So I think that's one issue we picked too early. But go back to the signings. Eze was a great signing, right? He's had great moments, but he's just lacked a bit of consistency. But I also blame Arteta for the way he's kind of used him. You know, he benched him for 4 games, and obviously he had to kind of adapt to the way Arsenal play. Fair enough, he's not used to that. So also everyone gets first season grace anyway, right? And that for me, that goes without saying. But Eze to me is still a great signing. Like he's provided us with great moments. He's won us games, and we wouldn't be where we are without Eze, in my opinion.
True.
Madueke now, he's the one play. Him and Gyökeres are the ones that, you know, raise the biggest questions for me, right? So let's be honest. Out of all the wingers that were available in the summer, Madueke was not the best choice. He wasn't. I'm sorry, right? I think he was signed based off of stats and numbers and data, you know.
Yeah.
Successful take-ons, dribbles, all those stats. I think he probably excels with them stats, right? But the eye test and, you know, actual goals and assists, no, right? If he was bought as a Saka backup, yeah, he's definitely a good Saka backup. But also, when he first came in, like, okay, cool, is he left? Is he right? I feel like it's just like a weird signing that didn't really fix the problem we had. Because I personally feel like Wanyeri should have carried on playing on the right and been Saka's understudy. But then suddenly it's from Wanyeri playing well on the right last season. No, we see him more as a central player. But did you see the way he was cutting in and slapping goals like prime Iron Robin?
I don't get that one. I really don't. Like, I thought Madueke, even when we bought Madueke, towards the end when he was at Chelsea, he was playing on the left. So I thought, they're going to put him on the left, and he'll be one of these wingers that can just sort of drive and do all that sort of stuff. And it's on his left foot, so he doesn't need to cut in, he doesn't need to think, he can just whip it in. And we played him there like a couple of games, and we just stopped. And he don't play there. And my thing, when he plays on the right, why I like people like Saka is because Saka can connect and combine. Madueke, he doesn't combine. He just runs until he loses the ball. And defensively, actually, he's really bad. Like, he always lets his fullback run off him. He doesn't win his duels. And I'm just like, that's a bad signing.
Yeah.
Like, the one I've got an eye on, like, in terms of bad signing, is the Gyökeres one. Because, as you mentioned, apart from goals, and it's decent, but a few of them really depend. He really gives nothing to the game. And it's a shame because I think if Havertz was fit, he'd be our starting number 9, and then it would be better for Gyökeres to come off the bench when teams are tired and he can run and get some goals. But because of the injury, he has to start. And the problem with him is that in Europe, he can get away with it a little bit, but in the Prem, everyone is as strong as him. So he can't muscle them, he can't, just bully them. So he needs to adapt his game. He can't. His touch is too bad, and it affects the rest of our players. So that one, I really think that the board should have done better research and said, this guy is going to affect us when we play.
Yeah,
and Dolly worked if Havertz was fit all season. But you knew Havertz would come back from a long injury, so you knew this new striker was going to get a lot of minutes. So, like, I know why they didn't get Sesko, because I don't think mentally he was there ready to be a striker for Arsenal. But João Pedro was there. You can go in for him.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. João Pedro is inconsistent. João Pedro isn't a prolific. He isn't a prolific striker to me. Like, João Pedro would have been. He would have been an upgrade on Jesus. So I would have taken João Pedro if Jesus left. Okay, cool. Bring in João Pedro, but João Pedro to me isn't okay. Cool. Arsenal need a striker, and we need a starting number 9, and let's get João Pedro. No, João Pedro to me is just a Jesus type player who will be one of our attackers that can play centrally and can play off one of the wings. The whole Sesko thing, you said he wasn't ready mentally. right?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's why. I mean, obviously, I think that they priced himself out as
Yeah.
well. But he didn't look ready mentally to me.
I don't know what that looks like in terms of him looking ready mentally. If I'm judging off his start at United, maybe him. I'm not sure if he was injured at the start of the season, but him being, kind of in and out the team to begin with, or maybe not starting as much, that might play into what you're saying. Maybe that's what Amarin saw in him and what Carrick sees, because Man United don't play him every single game, right? And it might be to do with his age as well, right? But in terms of profile, I would take him all day long. Like he's strong, he's tall, he's powerful, he's technical. He's like a cyborg, bro. He's like, I think the potential for him to be great is there. I would have taken anybody over. The only person I wouldn't have taken over Gyökeres is probably Walter Maid, but I would have taken Isak, obviously, TK, and Sesko over Gyökeres. I think.
No, you wouldn't. Hold on, you wouldn't take a Walter Maid over Gyökeres. I'm
not gonna lie. I'm not.
I
don't. Nothing about Walter Maid that makes me think we should have signed him. Like he ain't done that. He ain't done that for me. Yeah, he's.
I know what you mean, but
he's
the way I look at it is that he's obviously quite a big guy, and the way Arsenal play, we need someone that can link. My thing about Gyökeres, all these other guys, if they don't score, they've got good movement, or they've got something about it. Like Gyökeres, you can look at him, he's got nothing about him,
Yeah.
Nothing.
The thing is, I'm gonna give him some credit. He has got things about him. To say he's got nothing about him is harsh, right? And let's not be too emotive about it. Like, he's got things about him, but has he, made the best account for himself? No, right? Do I feel like how he's played this season is his absolute best, as in it can't get no better than this? No, I believe he can play better than he has been playing. And I feel like and I feel like maybe again, you give players that first season grace. He's getting used to a new league or a new team or new teammates, whatever. Cool, right? But I'm not saying next season I'm happy for him to be our number one option. No, to be fair, I'm not even happy with any of our options. I'm not even happy with Kai Havertz being our main option. So I'm disgruntled either way. I don't think Kai Havertz. I never thought Kai Havertz was the answer anyway, right? Kai Havertz isn't and has never been the answer. He hasn't. But because now Gyökeres is here, and I guess people see him as the lesser option, it's if Havertz this is if Havertz that. No, Havertz ain't done that either. Let's keep it a buck. Like, we ain't won nothing with Havertz.
You're too harsh.
I'm too
good. No, he's a
No, I'm not saying Havertz. No, hear me out. I'm not saying Havertz is a bad player. But what I'm saying is, let's not act like Havertz is the answer. I don't want Kai Havertz to be Arsenal's main striker either. I don't want I don't want Marino to be our main striker, or Gyökeres, or I don't want Kai Havertz to be Arsenal's main striker. I do not. There are better strikers out there than Kai Havertz.
But who can you get? So look, I think Isak's better than.
Of course, Isak's better, but Isak is an injury. Like, look, someone mentioned, if we got Isak, would it have played out the same as it did at Liverpool? Maybe we would have got Isak, and maybe he would have got injured the same way, and he'll be out almost the whole season. Cool, but that's a risk I was willing to take. Like, we all knew of Isak's injury record anyway. Like, he was always a risk to buy, even for Liverpool. But a fit Isak is an absolute baller, one of the best strikers in the world, right? Kai Havertz, this is his level. As in, glimpses of good. I'm not saying stuff he does well. Obviously, link up play and stuff like that, hold up play, and he can. He's a good footballer. He's technical. He's good, but he's not a consistently good striker. He's not. Yeah, he's not a prolific goal scorer. He's not. That's not who he is. To me, he's not even a striker. He's not a striker. He's not a striker.
Well, what do you think? I don't think he's a 10 because you can't pass the ball, man.
Havertz is a weird player, man. He's just one of those. Havertz could play 4-4-2. Unfortunately we don't play 4-4-2 no more. But that's what Havertz is. Havertz is a 4-4-2 striker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know,
But this is what
Henry and Bergkamp vibes. You know what I mean? Havertz and for example, when Havertz first came back, the whole narrative was, oh, him and Yusuff play great together. You know, they're linking up. They have great chemistry, and I think that was overblown to a degree because there's only a few examples of that, to be fair, right? But
and the team playing they weren't great when, you know, as soon as they came up against a proper team like City, brother, those two got exposed, man.
Yeah. So yeah, in a nutshell, going back to the original point about our signings, right? This is all about hindsight, right? In the moment, we were all excited about our signings, right? And then very quickly we figured out, or we realized that, you know what, this wasn't it, you know. Like we quickly figured out, you know what, Gyökeres isn't the striker. And even though Madueke initially there was outrage, let's not all pretend that after a couple of weeks everyone was like, oh, Madueke is great, you know, he attacks the fullback. He beats his man often. Everyone was praising him at the Madueke. Let's not pretend we were praising him, and then the praise stopped because he started playing bad. Let's be honest, right? We were unhappy with him. Then we were happy with him. Then we became unhappy again. That's how it happened, right? But if you look at it numbers wise, right? If you sign. How do we sign 6? If you've signed 6 players and you're happy with 4, right?
Pretty much. 4.
Yeah. So 4 out of 6 ain't bad. So I'm not that mad. 4 out of, like if we're saying that we got 4 successful signings out of 6, I'll take that. No.
To put the signings were. Just before I come off, I don't think the signs were. I just think what annoys me a little bit is just that I just feel if Saka's fit, then I think it takes our attack higher. But he doesn't look fit yet. He'll get there. But it just annoys me that I really think we can win the Champions League and this league. But I just think our attack needs to improve. I don't know what's happened to Trossard.
Bro,
not been the same.
See what the issue is, right? I'm sorry to interrupt you. You see what you're saying? You think we can win the league and we can win Champions League.
If our attack was better.
Yeah. You see, like a plane that's taken off. Yeah. You see, you've got the runway, and you need to build up momentum on that runway, right? You gotta get up to speed before that plane takes off. Right now, we're at the end of the runway, and the plane's still moving. The plane's just started to move. That's the issue. Right now, we have 4 games to go in the league, and potentially 1 more game in Champions League. Potentially, maybe 2, right? And the plane has lost momentum, and the runway is running out. So right now, we don't have the gravitas and the momentum to change what we're doing. Like Arsenal are not going to suddenly turn into, you know, cliche statement, prime Barcelona, right? Over the next couple games. That's the problem. Like I'm telling you now, if we win the league, we're going to win the league playing like this. Nothing's going to change. We're going to win the league like this. If we win the Champions League, we're going to win it like this. That's the truth. We're gonna win either like this.
This is the thing, Yusuff. I can see us win the league like this, like just churning out 1-0, maybe a 2-0 corner set piece. We can do that because I have a funny feeling that City might drop points. Just to schedule the away games, a funky result might happen.
Yeah,
and we could. The Champions League, though, I just feel like sometimes you see, like PSG. Yeah, they just got too many lethal finishes. Where like today, Atletico Madrid had a couple of chances here and there.
Yeah.
PSG, they're taking one of those chances, and it's like, man, I'm going to score. And that's the thing. That's what worries me about the Champions League. I just feel like if our attack was just a little bit better, we can ride maybe a PSG getting a goal, because I'm like, okay, we can get 2. If we win the Champions League, bro, we've got to win 1-0, and we've got to have the defensive masterclass.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Of the century.
Our defense has to go back to how they were playing at the start of the season. One, we need Timber back. Yeah.
Oh, big
time. Like we can win the Champions League off of defending and just taking our chances. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just taking our whatever chances we do create, having our best players on the pitch. Yeah, playing well and taking your chances, because we're not gonna get as many chances or create as many chances as say a PSG and Bayern. Right, that type of game doesn't happen with Arsenal. Right. But if we have our best players on the pitch, Eze, Saka, Odegaard, Havertz, all playing well, and our defence playing well, we can win the Champions League, right? So I made a good point about what I said about Arsenal winning the league like this, but obviously there's City to contend with, right? And what I mean by that is, if City start balling, right, and they start racking up the goals, and it comes down to goal difference and yada yada yada, cool. But what I mean is, Arsenal this late in the season, we're not going to change anything, right? So if we win the league, it will be in this way. And what I mean by that is, the style of football we're playing right now, that's what it will be. Against Fulham, you ain't going to see the Harlem Globetrotters. That ain't going to happen, right? No. It's going to be what it's been, right? But take your chances. Like, try to create a bit more. Like, it's about small margins, man. Like, remember, we only complain if our team loses. Like, we only start picking up. We only start picking out these things if we lose. And what happens if we lose? It means we're not taking chances. So, like, if Arsenal play a game and they have 8 chances, 8 shots on goal, and they miss all of them, and then we end up drawing or whatever, then we start talking about all these other variables. But if one of those or 2 of those goals went in, guess what? We don't speak about half the shit we speak about, because we won the game, because they took their chances, and we create chances. Exactly. We just don't take all of them, right? Even the whole, we speak like our attack has been completely neutered, and Arteta's, sucked the soul out of our attack and our creativity and stuff. We wouldn't say that if we were scoring the chances that we do create, because we do. It's not like we don't create no chances.
We create chances.
You know what I mean? We create chances. We just don't take them enough. We don't take them enough, bro. Like, the players they've dipped in form, they've dipped in quality, they're fatigued, and again, this team doesn't have it up here for me. The club doesn't have it up here.
You think
What's that?
You don't think they have it mentally?
No, they don't. They don't have it mentally. They don't have it mentally at all. Like, and sometimes I forget that these are not kids, but these are young men, right? Who may not be able to handle the pressure that comes with being top of the league for this long. I'll say one more thing, because we're going to go in a second, right? If the league was Arsenal and City, or even maybe a 3-team melee where we're changing positions all season, like we're first for a couple of weeks, then we're down to second, we're third, someone else, like, it's just like a horse race, right? I think we'll be better in that scenario, right? But being on top for so long and having to hold this first place, having to defend it, and being chased, I think we can't handle that. We can't handle being chased and being hunted down. But we can handle a little mix up. We're in the mix, we're up and down, and then we actually get over the line at the last minute. That would suit us well. This being top of the league for all these months, can they do it? They cannot do it, Captain. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, what? Yeah, just before I go, I want to log off, but just before I go, remember a couple of years ago, 23-24, where we went on that long winning run. Yeah. It really helped that 3-team league, or City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and we kept interchanging who was top here, there. Yeah. So, it with us, because the pressure wasn't on us.
Exactly.
The pressure. and that's what would suit us. Like if City had been better and they've been with us here and there, up and down, drop points here, we take it there. But it's because we got that 9-point lead, which was even although the 9-point lead was a Fugazi lead because they had the game in hand, and we also had the game against them, so it was like a 6-point swing, regardless.
Yeah.
And that pressure, it was just like, but for the Bournemouth game, you could see it in the players, man. Like they couldn't handle that pressure. If there was any other time, like if there was no like league title and we played Bournemouth, we would have beaten them. But yeah, you're right. Pressure
bursts pipes, man. You know what I mean? It bursts pipes,
Yeah.
but hopefully, man. Listen, the reason why I even started or want to do the show now, because if we win the league, I want to be able to cover it, right? So I'm happy to be covering the running, and hopefully, you know, we win the league, and we can do it. I'm hoping in this little running we can win the league, man, because it'll be. Listen, guys, if we win the league, we're having a party, man. We're having like, see that parade? We're going crazy, but this is get there. Like, listen, we can do this. We can win both. Yeah. We're not going to win both. I'm going to say it now. We're not going to win both, but we can win one of these. Nah, we ain't, bro. I'm telling you, no, we're not going to win both of them. But we can win one of these. We can win one of these, and also we have to win one of these. I'm sorry, we have to. Like, listen, if we don't win one of these trophies, there'll be hell to pay, man. There'll be hell to pay. Yeah. But guys, I'm gonna end it there. It's getting late. Yeah, bro. Appreciate your call, man. Thank you, man. All right, guys. So, just quickly to wrap up, right? So you guys know I'm going to be covering every Arsenal game until the end of the season. So expect me every match day. So what we got next? Next we have Fulham. Just want to confirm the time. I might even Brent. Can we do a watch along for Fulham, or are the logistics a bit off? Yeah. So it's Saturday, 5:30 kickoff, Sky Sports. No. Oh, is it? Okay, cool. All right, guys. Unfortunately, there'll be no show on Saturday for the Fulham game then. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys back for the second leg then of the Champions League. So I'll see you guys next week, Tuesday. If it's possible, I might come back before that game then and maybe, discuss the Fulham game, but we'll see. That's not a promise, but 100% I'll be back for the second leg next Tuesday, and before that we shall see. But yeah, next game anyway is Fulham on Saturday, 5:30 kickoff at home. Arsenal, please just win that game, please. That's it. Just win that game. City don't play until Monday, so if you win that game, we're 6 points clear of City. Obviously they've got two games in hand, but you never know what that could do for us mentally. Put pressure on them, whatever. So Arsenal, Fulham, 3 points, please, and let's win this league, man. But yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure. See you guys again soon. Come on, y'all.